Hello and good day, and welcome. Today we are going to learn and talk about how to take a screenshot with a Mac. Now, it's very easy. What the Mac has done is set up, or what Apple has done with the Macintosh, has set up the hotkeys. Command Shift 4. When you hit or click together Command Shift 4. So you hold down the Command button and the Shift key, the Command key, the Shift key, and the number 4 key, and your mouse then becomes a target. And with this target, you will click and drag over the area that you would like to have the picture of. Okay, so I'm now pressing Command Shift 4 and I'll click and drag, and now I've taken a screenshot of the the image here, how to take a screenshot with a Mac. And now what I'm doing is going over to the desktop, and we'll see that there indeed is the screenshot that I just took. It's not that one, of course, but it's this one. And so I clicked and dragged the Command Shift 4, let up, and then here's the image that I've got, nice and safe, tucked away in the desktop. It's a PNG file, and I can do whatever I want with it now, copy, paste it, move it, or take it into Photoshop, work on it. Okay, so you're wanting to take a screenshot of a website. Now, on this particular website, we have a slideshow going on, and what we're able to do is we will hit the Command Shift 4, click and drag over the image that we want, and hold it, and then wait for the correct slide to come up, and then release. And that way we'll take a picture not only of the website, but also of the slide that we want. In this particular case, let's do a Wednesday night live, or we could do a Hawaiian trip, arts and architecture. I mean, we could take 4 or 5 screenshots the way they're set up. Another thing we could do is to pause the slideshow. So we click the pause button, and now the Wednesday Night Live is going to stay up there entirely. And now watch as the mouse turns to the target, and I'll click and drag and take the screenshot. Okay, now I'll let the slideshow run and click and drag, and then wait for the appropriate slide to come up, and then I'll release. Ta-dum! One more time, little demonstration. Now let's go over and click on the Facebook link. All right. And I'm able to scroll up and down till I find something interesting. So hold down Command Shift 4 and then click and drag. I'll do that a couple of times, and then we'll head off to Photoshop. Okay, so when we go to Photoshop or any other software program that you're going to be working with that can take care of pixels, you want to create a new document. And this new document, if you choose Film and Video, and it'll set it up as NITSE DV 720 by 480, and that's a good aspect ratio to work with. If you want to add a little bit more to have on the edges, that's fine, but this is pretty much the standard DVD 720 by 480. Just hit OK, and it will create your new document. Notice that there'll be blue guidelines. This is the safe area. and then it's a matter of doing a file save as, because we always like to save early and often. So we'll save as, and this is going to end up being a PSD document, so you can use this over and over and over to create billboards and for your video. So we'll just call it just that, billboards, PSD, and place that in original media somewhere in your files under original media, and you'll be able to use this then. So we'll save it. You'll be able to use this to create or take any pictures and place it on the artboard here, and you know then that it will be a nice still image for your video. First thing we have to do is stop by the desktop and rename the pictures. So we'll just call this first ply pick 01, and in the Macintosh, the ping dot ping is already there. It's kind of hidden. You don't have to worry about it. And since I created a series of these, I'm going to copy by doing Command C, copy first ply pick 0. Try and say that 3 times. First ply pick, first ply pick. Okay, never mind. Then I'm going to the different shots, pasting them, and just increasing it to a by 1. So I've got first ply pick 1, 2. This will be 3. Doing this to number 4 and number 5. So I took 5 pictures, and then these of course are extra screenshots that I can just move to the trash if I have to. Now these 5 are original media, and I'm going to copy them or move them. More than likely I'll copy them and then delete them, and where I'm putting them is would be in the Doodad Project's First Plymouth, since I'm making billboards, either broadcast videos, or I like to put things in original media. So this is for broadcast, and I'll just create a new folder and call it ORG Media in the broadcast, and in there then I will paste the items, and these are original. And now what I'm going to do with these is to place them in Photoshop. Now I have Photoshop already opened over here, and you'll recognize that I've got the billboard set up for the 720 by 480. And one of the things that then you do is you do a file place, and by doing a file place you go find the file, open it up into Photoshop, and then you can tinker it and play with it till it's exactly the way you want it. A quick way though, if you're going to be dealing with several pictures, is to hover Finder over your Photoshop and grab the pictures, click and drag. So now I'm clicking and dragging these 5 pictures, and I'm placing them inside Photoshop. And by clicking on Photoshop, it places the image onto the screen. And before I accept the place, let me make this a little bit bigger. You're probably not seeing all of it. So let me knock this down a little bit so you can see it. Nope, it's not going to let me, yeah, it is. It's letting me do it. So what I'm doing is making it a little bit bigger so it fits the screen, and then click the move tool and hit the return, and it'll place, and then the next one comes in, and I can do the same thing, and I'm going to end up doing this, of course, 5 times, because I have 5 images that I took pictures of, and I can place them, and they'll each be in the Photoshop layers, And with each layer has its own billboard, I am then able to again tweak these and play with these to where I'm able to get them to the way I like. And then once I do get an image that I like in Photoshop, I simply just do a file save for web devices, and it can be a JPEG or a PNG, and then that is what I import into the Media 100. Okay, then a little lesson on Photoshop. Once you have your screenshots placed in the layers, you're able then to use Photoshop to get the pictures correctly centered and where you'd like them placed, etc., and how you'd like it to look. And then once you have it done, you are able to go to and do Files, Save for Web Devices. The file Save for Web Device opens up, and you simply decide if you'd like it to continue being a PNG, if you want it to be a JPEG, whatever you would like. Keep the size 720 by 480, and then you're not seeing it, but there's a save button down here. I click on the save button, and then I'm able to label it. I could label it Billboards Pick 01 and place it in then the back either into original media or into another folder that I know that I can contain my JPEGs or PNGs, and I can then import them into the Media 100. Now, another trick I want to show you is if you have all your layers done correctly, or how you want them. So let's take a look at each one. You know, I like this, 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 and this, and I'm placing my eyeballs here. What I can do is use Photoshop scripts. So I go File, Script, Export Layers to Files. The Export Layers to File opens up, and I will browse then to the place that I want it to put. So I'll go to First Plymouth, broadcasts back into the original media. You don't see it, but there's a key down there that says open, and then I can name the suffix or the prefix of each of them. So I'll go First Picks for First Plymouth Picks, and I've checked only visible layers. So these 3 layers are not going to be saved for the web. They're not going to be exported. And then I can choose any files type that I would like. In this particular case, it's JPEG at full quality, and then simply click Run. And what Photoshop then does is takes a look at each layer and makes each layer its own JPEG. We hit OK when it says that it's successful. Let's go back to Finder, and this time we'll go to the Documents, First Plymouth, the Broadcasts, and in Original Media, you can see that each of the layers is now a JPEG that is 720 by 480 and a wonderful size to import into the Media 100. So it's that simple. So when you're thinking about screenshots, remember that it's Command-Shift-4 will take your screenshot and will be placed on your desktop, which then you will import into or place into Photoshop to make it just right, and then export it from Photoshop to your folder that you can then import into Media 100. Wow! Okay, so to finish up, how to take a screenshot with a Mac. You hit the hotkeys Command-Shift-4, the mouse becomes a target, and you click and drag, and that Mac then takes a screenshot of the area that you clicked and dragged. It is put into the desktop as a PNG, and it's also given, a name, screenshot, blah, 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 blah. And you can then go in and rename it whatever you would like. And notice that the .png is not present, but the programs, software programs that you use will recognize the ping. You could also fill it in if you would like it, if you need it, but it's unneeded. And that's really all it is done. Once you have the screenshot taken and labeled, you can then open it up into Photoshop, Illustrator, any other programs, import it directly into your video programs, or spice them up using Photoshop or Illustrator. So that is how you take a screenshot. And remember, I'd like you to think it through, have fun, and we'll see ya online.